Josie Giles, Tia Brennan, cameras, lights, camera, action.
Are we live streaming this?
We are live
Like,
streaming this.
so that there was no heads up, right?
You don't need heads up, babe. Like, look,
Yeah, heads up. I could have done something.
you are always beautiful.
Chelsea, we need to
It's an
talk.
emergency, Tia. This
Okay.
is an emergency broadcast. And
Killing me.
I know how much you love public speaking,
I love it. Love it.
right? So if I would
Love
have given you any more heads up, then it might have been maybe no. But it's a maybe yes, and it's a big yes.
it. Okay.
Hey everyone, welcome to Boob Camp. Tia Brennan, when we started Boob Camp, did you ever think that we would have 38,000 women in it? Right?
It's astronomical, Chelsea. I remember when we were talking, you're like, I've got 8,000 in boot camp. And I'm like,
Yes,
yay, you. Well done.
yes. And Josie Giles, hello, my love.
Hi,
You have caused a bit of a ruckus.
I noticed
Um,
yes,
Emily just called it a shitstorm.
it is. It is a bit of a shitstorm. I can't keep up with all the messaging, and it's just wow. And because I'm not technically minded, and it's like, where do you go? What do you do? And I'm trying to be respectful and answer everyone, but I'm also trying to run a business, and it's just like
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's all good.
So I think the best place to start is if we just tell this like a story.
Yep.
Okay. So for everybody watching, everybody's live. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Sue. Hi, girls. Hi, Lisa. I'm going to keep an eye on the questions that are coming into Boob Camp. But I'm just letting everybody know that there is no preparation that has gone into this. This is just three chicks who want to change the world, getting together and having a chat and telling our story as it is, right? Right. Okay. So Tia is a naturopath. I'm a naturopath. Josie is a colonic hydrotherapist as well as you're trained with Tolman. Yes.
No, not trained with Tola Tolman, but done one of his course
You've
programs. Yeah.
you've done one of the programs, yes.
Mhm.
And so Tia and I have worked for years together. Tia has helped me formulate. Helps me. She's my naturopath. Okay, she's my guru gal. And Josie has worked with me. Oh, how many years ago was that, Jose? Three?
Be a year and a bit, 2 years ago,
2 years? Yeah, two
maybe.
years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
So we've worked together because we're all on the same mission to help ladies, particularly, but we're helping the world, okay, get the best results with their body. And all of us are just completely amazed with the lymphatic system and how well that works. So, tick, we all know how well the lymphatic system is and how important that is. But now we're moving into therapies that include frequencies, okay? And how those frequencies, and when we add the sauna, when we add heat, when we add pulse electromagnetic field therapy, when we add vibration, and we add terahertz frequency and heat, like all into a therapy. And then now we're talking about how that is helping with gut health and how that is what Josie is seeing come through the tube, right? So what we wanted, and we don't even know what it, like, when we're not on here as three experts to say this is exactly what it is, but we're just here to tell you, holy fuck, this is what we're seeing. Okay. So, Tia,
Yes.
you have purchased a pod for your clinic.
Yes.
You have also purchased one for your mum,
Yes.
okay, because you saw how good it is. And I know that as natural health practitioners, we can't make claims on here
Mhm.
for what we're seeing or what we're helping with. But so you started doing more clinical testing before Josie did, right? So
Yes.
what type of people are you using the pod with?
So I'm using it for a whole range of things. I've used it for some menopausal ladies who aren't sleeping well, and really surprisingly, what they came back with is they had the best night's sleep after they utilized it. I actually use it for my son for his anxiety. He loves it. He'll sleep in there for hours if I let him. I started using it because I do live blood analysis in clinic, which is a fabulous tool. And I see changes before and after utilizing the pod where someone's affecting their immune system. It seems to be affecting their oxidative stress component. It seems to be increasing either, we call them liver spindles in live blood, and I liken it to toxins and chemicals and pesticides moving around the blood. I'll see a spike in that after they've done a RejuvaNest session, which really is all about, and the reason I'm trying to utilize it is to get these chemicals out of the body. And first off, they have to get out of the tissue to get into the bloodstream so that the body can excrete it. And then the tools that I can utilize to bind will actually work better.
Yeah.
So I'm really seeing changes along those lines.
And it's really hard for people to see. Like, you can feel a difference, right? But it's really hard. We're not going through a scanner and can say, okay, this is how you were before and this is how you are after. But you've done the testing with the live blood. So for those people who don't know, you can go to a great naturopath. They can click a little pen on your finger, get a droplet of blood, and then she pops it underneath the microscope. And on the screen, you see all of these. They're supposed to be round, all lovely round circles. And then Tia can look at it and say, you've got great oxygenation, you've got viruses, you've got this, or you've got bad, or you've got squishy ones or bad ones. And what other things do you see, Tia?
Well, it's just tools. As naturopaths, you can't diagnose anything. So you see interesting things in the live blood that might mean that I would go forth and do extra testing or make changes with their diet and lifestyle. It might be that we'd investigate more iron status or oxidation status, or whether their body's detoxing effectively.
Yeah.
Whether they could have the possibility of a virus or a bacteria.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And you do have a lot of women, a lot of patients who have been told by their specialists that there's no hope, haven't you?
Oh, as naturopaths, unfortunately, we often see a lot of that, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So I know when I come and I do my live blood, and then I haven't done like a before and after with the RejuvaNest pod, but you have.
Yes, yes.
What have you seen?
Well, depending on what the person's come to see me with. So I've had, look, you've got to be careful considering this is a live discussion.
Yes.
People who were very, very unwell go through it, and what we're wanting to try to do is try to boost their immune system. So based on a live blood analysis, no other testing was done. After the RejuvaNest, I saw more white blood cells within their bloodstream, which is what I'm trying to do. Other people, when we're doing, say, weight loss and detoxification, we'll do a before and we don't see much toxin load via their blood. We put them in the RejuvaNest. When they get out, we see a lot via their blood. And live blood analysis isn't a diagnostic tool. It's a interesting component that you could utilize in clinic to point us in certain directions.
Because as humans, we want to see a difference on the scales. We want to see a difference with the tape measure. We want to see a difference with the blood. We want to see a difference what's coming out the tube in our bum. Hey, Josie, right? We want to see a difference. Yeah?
Yes. Well, we need it quantifiable. So that's where tools in clinic, it's nice to see things that could be quantifiable.
Yeah. And we are seeing such a rise in chronic health conditions.
Unfortunately, we're the sickest we've ever been.
Yeah. Lots of young kids, you know, as well, not healthy. But we're putting the tools together. And like, I can tell you that I put the RejuvaNest together, like all the features of the RejuvaNest together during those COVID times. And because as a naturopath, I wanted to help the body deal with, the different things that we were told to put into it. And this is my solution to those things. And we're seeing, we're seeing a lot of positive outcomes. Isn't it shit how we have to talk in riddles? It's shit how we have to talk in riddles. All right. So Josie, Giles, were you at the clinic when our pods first arrived?
No. You had the pod in the old clinic at there, so I was putting people in and out of the pod there. So I already knew the benefits of the pod, when I was working with you. So that was just like, when I get my own place, that's going to be a given. I'm going to use whatever money I can get to get myself a pod, because I know just with the lymphatics and doing the pod, the difference it made. Then
Yeah, you
going
saw
with
the
the
patient.
colonics, yeah,
Yeah. You saw the patients come through and you were really helping them with their gut health. All of our
yeah,
patients that
yeah,
came
because
through.
my background is body ecology and integrative nutrition. So it's all based on, gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, obviously, but being able to support the gut and with probiotics and fermented foods and stuff like that. That was my strong point. And
Yeah.
whilst I was at your clinic, we had ladies walking through that door that were just at their very lowest. And then, the next time they come in the next week, and then by the third week, they were jumping through the door. These women couldn't sleep. They felt, couldn't even get off the couch. It's like I did that. I helped them, I was able to support and help them. And so it was really good to see that.
Yeah. Do you want to tell a little bit of your little latest story of the last couple of years? Just quickly.
As in my journey.
Yeah.
Look, my journey has been ups and I've had some really downs. I lost my father in a horrific cat crash, which we're still trying to deal with. And then my mother passed not long after that. So I think when I came to you, Chelsey, I was in a pretty bad state. Myself, you just don't realize the amount of trauma you carry around with you when, and you think everything's fine, but the body is telling a different story, So, so I found out that I went to go and get a scan for a job interview to go back out and, mining and come back that my diaphragm was enlarged, so we got that scan. The diaphragm was fine, but they found nodes and the thyroid. So I thought, wow, I'm not, you should get that looked at. And they wanted to do aspirations and stuff. But I've always been a firm believer that I will try everything first, and that is my last resort, and not even going to go down that last resort. But
Yeah.
so I did the Tyler Tolman program over in Bali and did the 30 days in Bali, 21 days on water, really found a huge change, also lost a lot of weight, but being able to understand and how you can feel just with a bit of support like I did, and came back and, the suspicious one was still there, but it actually shrunk and my
Yeah.
eyesight improved. And it's like, and in that time we were doing our lymphatics every day, breath work every day, sauna, ice baths, bathing in the sun and sunbaking. So there was a whole ritual, massages, acupuncture. So there was a whole ritual of stuff that you did in that healing crisis. Came back, felt amazing. And just now I'm just sort of trying. I've opened my own little clinic now in Mackay, and I've always wanted that, and bringing all those modalities together, your lymphatics, your colonics, the RejuvaNest machine, food is a one-stop shop. We're dealing with everything.
Yeah.
We're supporting every part of the body, and we're
Because
assisting the
gut,
body. Yes, we're
right?
assisting the gut. When you're doing all this detoxing, that you can either really crash and burn if you have an overload of detox, but when you're bringing in a nice gentle colonics with that, you're able to eliminate and remove a lot of that, symptoms of detoxing through a colonics, and you can see.
Well, Tia always speaks about that you can be too toxic to lose weight.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So unburdening the body of its toxic load
Mm.
is one of the first things that we really need to do. And people have got no idea how toxic they are.
Well, you talk to people like yesterday, why didn't I know this? Why don't I know that? Why didn't I know to do my lymphatics? They go and have a Caesar, they're never told to, work on that area and get that back nervous system nerves back again, whatever operation you have. And like you always say, it's always good to do your lymphatics. And then when you talk about, colonics and not drinking enough water, which is the flushing system of your lymphatic system, but it's also, if you don't drink water, and I think we've had this conversation before, the organs have to get water from somewhere, so they're going to get it from your poo.
Yeah.
So your livers and everything else is toxic. So if you're not drinking enough water, you're drinking poo water.
Yeah. It's hard just to get these basics through to people, isn't it?
I think everybody wants a quick fix.
Well, we've got it now.
You
jump in the pod, you have a bit of a shake, you get the tube stuck up your bum, and then
and you'll feel better.
But these are the things we need to resort to now. Unfortunately, we need to resort to. So the different ways that we collect toxins, okay, all the general ways from our food, from our water, from the lights or these shiny, lights that we've got, from operations, from medications, from our thoughts, from the sprays, from the chemicals,
But every time you touch a receipt, every time you apply something to your face, unfortunately, you are constantly exposed every single day with toxins, chemicals, pesticides. It's just and the human body was not made for the age of the Industrial Revolution. We detoxify so slow, and then if you have a genetic SNP or anything along those lines, it's slower yet again. That's just biology. It's how we're made.
Yeah. So finding out if you have MTHFR, or finding out if you're like over methylate or under methylate, all these things that not a lot of people know about their detoxification pathways.
But
right?
Even if you don't have any of these genetic SNPs, which we're seeing more and more of these being exposed, the reality is you as a human, even at your optimal, were not made to detoxify the vast amount of exposure that you're given every single day.
And it's not going to go low. The toxic load is not getting any lower. There is no incentive for industry to clean up the food.
Money talks and bullshit walks, Chelsey.
What was that one?
Money talks and bullshit walks.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's just the way things are. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's just understanding how the human body works and our exposure and little things that we could be doing every day to really help upregulate our detoxification.
Yeah. Okay. Let's run through those.
So drink your water. Okay. Purified, take it really seriously. Become a cult about the water that you consume every single day. Understand how much water you as an individual needs to be consuming, because that is different for everybody. For me, I drink about 2.5 liters of fresh water every day. If I have a cup of coffee, I make sure it's the best coffee that was ever invented. I choose organic. Anyway, it's a big plethora. Moving your lymphatics every day. Breathing, abdominal breathing's massive. So sleep, massive. Eating, I mean, the whole 5 and 2 is an absolute rort. I can't see why 5 and 2 vegetables is ever enough. And I don't class a vegetable as a potato. I class that as a treat. So making sure that we're eating adequate from the rainbow, vegetables and fruits, and even washing your fruits and vegetables. How many people don't wash their fruits and vegetables? If you can't get organic, but even if you do organic, we should be washing our fruits and vegetables.
Yep, a little bit of apple cider vinegar or bicarb, in the sink. Because if you go to the shopping centre and you'll see that all the organic produce is covered in plastic, that's because at nighttime at Coles and Woolies, they come through and they spray to make all of the food shiny again for the next day, and then they spray it so the rats don't jump on it. Okay.
But I mean, fumigate things for vermin. There's all of these things. So you should be washing it. I personally use a brand, I think it's called Eco. It's a fruit and vegetable wash, because while I used to just do apple cider vinegar or bicarb, I really up the ante now. And I think it needs a specialized soap of some description to wash those off.
Wow. We've got a question. Is there a benefit to hydrogenated? Is that what it is? Hydrogenated. What's the word? I need my glasses. Hydrogenated. Oh my God, it's hydrogenated. I can see now. Deb has asked.
In your water?
Yeah, hydrogenated water. Do we know what that is?
I am not a fan of changing any of the molecular structures of water. I don't personally love reverse osmosis. Everybody is different. I like water as nature intended. So
Okay.
I prefer to filter my water rather than do anything to it. That's why I don't love alkalized water. I just
Okay.
mixed or intended is how I prefer, but everybody
Yep.
has their own opinion on that.
Yep. Yep. Okay. So, oh, yeah, Sue Ellen uses Superior Soda
Yes.
as well. So yeah, so all of these little tips and tricks. So yeah, washing your food,
Yep.
trying to be as clean
Yep.
as possible. Be careful what you're smelling as well. Those little the
Phthalates.
trees. Yep, the phthalates. That
Touching a
you're
receipt, Chelsea.
the receipts. Yeah.
Printer, it is so everywhere, but even choosing the cookware that you're utilizing can make a really big difference. And the other thing is how we excrete and bind to these is so important. So things like colonics, you may need to have colonics if there is any compacted feces going on.
Yeah.
Utilizing lymphatic work is vital because we have to clear it from the body, and we do a lot of that via our lymphatics into our bowel. So we sweat it out, we pee it out, we breathe it out, we poo it out. If
Yeah.
those four pathways aren't working, you're going to be reabsorbing more than you would normally anyway.
Yeah. All right. Are we going to just get straight to poo?
Let's talk poo.
Yes. Yes. You know, as naturopaths, we're like, does it float? Does it sink? What color is it? Is it a sausage? Like, tell us everything about your poo. Hey. And Josie, like, I've seen more boobs than you, but you've seen lots more poo.
More
Yeah.
bum holes.
I
Bum, yep.
think it's interesting the dysbiosis that's coming and about the gut and how it plays out, because what we've always been taught and learnt that, you know, certain things like candida, parasites, and some other things that you might see coming out, you might immediately jump to, oh, you're parasitic, you know, or you got parasites. But what also can play a big part in that is the bacteria, and it might be more of a bacterial infection rather than a parasite overload. So we're learning now a bit more about what we're seeing, and we can't, you know, for us, we can just see what we see. And we know when we see a parasite, but we're seeing some other stuff coming through now, and it's, you know, it's more of like, well, this is especially when we incorporate the RejuvaNest machine, we're seeing lots of that bile fluid coming through now. We're seeing fatty tubes where the liver's just done a liver dump. And we're seeing lots of undigested foods, you know, people aren't processing. But what's really good about it is people that have come into the clinic that haven't pooed for 10 days, you know, anything from 5 to 10 days, they don't poo, and that's their normal. They get told that's their norm. To have them pooing every day, twice a day, after a couple of colonics, getting rid of that big bulk buildup that's going on. And some people, it's not a one-shot fix either, Chelsea. You know, sometimes you will see something, and then other times people will go on and nothing comes out. And the second
Yeah.
time, nothing comes out. It's just clear water. So we
Yeah.
know we are dealing with a very dehydrated bowel. And then once we can get the movement happening, then it's just a matter of, you know, try and keep that going and keep that flowing and absorbing that. You know, I always say to people, when you go four driving and you come back and you don't wash your car and it's all full of mud, you get the hose, you put the hose on it, you get this bit of dirty water, clean water, dirty water, until all the mud has absorbed the moisture and it just goes plop off the bottom of the car. Well, it's pretty much the same with the colonics. Until the poo starts to absorb and the water, then it will release. And that's where we're finding that once we can get rid of all the bulk, then people start, and gut repair, you know, repairing the gut as you go as well. So it's very important.
So I know that instead of asking who should have a colonic, who shouldn't have a colonic, ladies? Josie?
Well, people that have had operations, you know, within the 12 months, probably not a good idea. People that have got a heart condition, it's probably not really good. Kidney conditions too. Pregnant women at a certain stage as well shouldn't have. And anybody that has an inflamed bowel, because we can't treat an inflamed bowel until we treat the cause. what's causing that, whether it's diverticulitis or colitis or Crohn's or whatever. That needs to settle right down. And then that's a process. That's not just, oh, okay, booking for a Colonics. It's a wellness process to get that bowel to start working correctly. And if anything, you would never do it on a, you can use a closed system, but you would never put it under pressure. You know, it'd be more like an enema until you can get the hard stuff out. But yeah, those are sorts of things that I would not personally treat straight away.
Because like we said, you can't start getting your body to work properly if it is still holding on to all of the toxins in it.
That's right, yeah.
And so everyone, do not start using your gloves if you are backed up in your bowel.
Drainage precedes supply. Always.
Exactly. So drainage precedes supply. We always have to pop the cork, open the plug, like making sure that the toilet seat's open so everything can, go in and get flushed out. So looking at your bowel health, what are the other things as a naturopath here? If somebody doesn't have access to colonics, what are the other things to get their bowels moving?
Depending on the reasons why, I typically use lactulose because it helps soften the stool via osmosis, and it's a prebiotic fiber. I love party pooper. Our Nutrients does a great, tastes like a Milo, to be honest. I really like that. I like increasing my fiber components. But first off, we need to make sure there's enough fluid in the bowel. So I will use lactulose up to 45 mils, depending on the individual, just to soften the stools and get that moving. Sometimes we'll use senna or cascara or magnesiums just to get everything moving, and everyone's individual on what amount that they need. But you wouldn't just increase fiber without making sure they had water and soften the stools.
And minerals, right?
Yeah.
The minerals are really important.
Minerals are important. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So they're the things. So do that over a period of how long?
Everyone is so individual.
Yeah, everyone's
Something like lactulose for an adult, I would start with 15 mils once a day and increase it 5 mils every day to a maximum of 45 mils to make sure that they found the dose. So it can help soften the stools.
Yes. And then it's about helping the bowel work naturally, like let it reconstitute, like let it work once you've got the sticky stuff off the sides, and then getting it to work properly.
Sometimes it can be the peristalsis, so the bowel has grown lazy. Other times it's purely someone's not having enough water or fiber in their diet. Not always death, doom, and destruction. Sometimes it's just all about basic hygiene of what the body needs every day to work.
And not moving. Like, how many times have we seen kids now, ladies telling us that since they've been using the gloves on their children, they're not constipated anymore. They're not running around going,
Every lifestyles make a huge impact on how the body works.
Yeah. Yeah. So then Colonics, Josie, there's pretty much 2 or 3 different ways that you can go with the Colonics. You've got the open system, the closed system, and then you can do it at home as well. Okay. So one system is where you're in the room just with a machine and you got this little tube, and you have to press some buttons and do some things yourself, and you can still see it's amazing. It's like watching like fish in a fish tank. You see what's going to come next. And I know, I sit there rubbing my boobs, rubbing my tummy, and, trying to get to that liver level, like pretty much, straight away. But then you've also got the type which you do is when you're in the room with your patient.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So we're in the room the whole time. And just monitoring, and a lot of people are very gassy, so sometimes it requires a lot of massaging the tummy to release the gas, because then you might, water won't go past gas, so it creates that crampiness. And we're able to sit there and massage, support the person that's on the table, and just describe what we see as well, because sometimes you're not, not that we're experts, but we've seen enough to know that this could be biofilm, this could be, plaque buildup, parasites, undigested foods, flukes, gallstones, whatever, so it just makes it a little bit more interesting.
And then the RejuvaNest gets added to the equation, and you are ringing me and sending me photos, and it's like, Chelsey, what the actual? Like, I've been doing this.
Photos. Josie, you're not sending me poo photos. I want photos.
You
Oh,
like
yeah.
photos?
I want
Man,
photos.
I got a whole lot of photos. I look at them and go,
Yeah.
holy dooly. You know,
It's we can, yeah, corrupt the internet with some photos that we're seeing now coming out of people's bodies. It's yeah, I think it's better out than in.
yeah, obviously it is, and especially when you cup it up with a bit of a detox, working with a few ladies now, and holy hell, I've never seen this stuff come out of people. Like, it is just massively crazy, you know. I did the same protocol when I went to Tyler Tolman, but I didn't cup it up with Colonics, so I seen nothing, you know. When you put a Colonics in it, you're supporting and eliminating that stuff that's been stuck on the bowel for so long and moving it through. And you think, oh yeah, that's it. Next day they come in, there's more. There's
Yeah.
more. It just keeps coming. And you basically say to your client, crikeys, how much shit you got going on in here? It's
Well,
a lot.
how many meters of shit can people have in them?
Oh, look, I don't know. I
Well,
don't know if it was true. Elvis Presley, they say it's a bit of a myth. He died with 30 kilos of poo in him.
wow.
That was mentioned, but I don't know. Yeah, probably good.
Yeah.
I'll say that's all crap.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So, which part of the RejuvaNest do you think, is there one part making the most difference? Like, with the pulse electromagnetic field therapies, 1, 2, 3, and 4, like, are you seeing the same results if they're choosing what hertz you're choosing with the PEMF?
For me, I've noticed that if you like give me the lot, it's not always the answer. If you're buggered and you're really, tired and run down, go straight for one,
Yeah.
because it does make a difference. Because I don't know whether, and this is just what I see, Chelsey. If you put someone in that's tired and run down, and you put them on a 5 or a 4,
Mm.
sometimes they come out more tired,
Yeah.
and run down. So if you put
Yes.
someone in that's, you just come from the gym, or, has done motocross or a marathon, put them in on 4. And,
Mm.
people with aches and pains, we've had people come in with sore knee joints and back. And, I had a lady that had a fractured back, and she never even knew that she had a fractured back. Okay. And I put her in the RejuvaNest on, when I first got it. Big lesson learnt here. I put it on, 5.
So level 5, everyone, is so let me run through what they are.
Yeah.
Level 1 on the PEMF is for the elderly, for depression, for anxiety. If you're unwell and you're recovering from an operation, or you're feeling a little bit low and you need that big hug, you need that support, you need your cells just to go up, a little bit of a level. Level 2 is our Schumann frequency. It's our earth dialed tone. So level 2 is when you want to reconnect with the earth, if you're off in like maybe a couple of little places. I like level 2 because I can feel like a tree with all the branches and all of the leaves and everything going on everywhere. And after I've done mode 2, frequency number 2, I come out of the pod feeling like the trunk. Everything's together, everything's back aligned. I feel grounded. I've got my roots again. I'm centered. I'm back in control. So that's how I feel with level 2. Level 3 is for our neuro. So it's for switching on. It's okay. I've got to make sure my brain is working today, or I've got a little bit of a brain fog. I'm not thinking straight. I need to switch on. So that's our level 3. And then level 4 is for the recovery, is for the pain and the inflammation, and like getting that toxic load that could be stuck in your muscles out again. And the repair mode is number 4. Then 5 is 8 seconds of each. All of them, so you don't miss out. That's for the person who's like, just give me everything. Okay, so as your therapist, will choose which is the best level for you. But yep, as when we first get a pot, you're so excited. You just want to give, as a therapist, you want to give everybody everything. It is really hard to scale yourself back, right?
Yeah, well, this lady had a lymphatic massage first, and then the RejuvaNest, and then she went home with a set of gloves and the cream and everything. And then she rang me the next day in so much pain, or so didn't feel well. And she said, "Oh, I think I might have to give today a miss, or tomorrow, whenever it was." And then I said, "Oh, what's going on?" And she told me, and I said, "Oh," I said, "I think we might have done a little bit too much in a short
Too
time,
much
or
of a good thing.
bit of an overload." I said, "Please come back. I will put you in the pod for 15 minutes and we'll do it at a lower level." And she came back. She came out of that machine, and then she came back the next week, and we were going to do 15 minutes again. She said, "I feel amazing. My back doesn't hurt." She was taking heavy duty medication for her fractured back that she had. And she said, "I feel amazing." And so I put her back on the, whatever level it was that I put her on at the time. And she swears by the machine. She said, "If I would have been still healing, but this machine has supported me in 3 goes. 3 goes, we had her walking without any pain and no medication."
Right. It blows me away. It absolutely blows me away. So for those of you who want to see it like a little bit more, I can pick up my computer here. So here is our RejuvaNest pod. You lay down on that mat, and when we close the lid, your head is actually on the outside. So I don't like going to a sauna anymore where my head is inside, where my head is like getting really hot and bothered, and it wrecks my hair. Okay. So I like it because my head's on the outside. We've also got when you lay on the mat. Now, if you want to have your own at home, you can do that too. Or, so I'm using my harmonizing mat as my desk here today. We do have the mat out of the pod that you can have and use at home. So you can pop it on your bed, on your sofa, on the floor. It doesn't matter. So we have thought about ways for we can reach you at home and you can have your own mat. The harmonizing mat, as well as the pod, is made up of crystals and red light and the PEMF, and we've got terahertz as well. So you're laying in there, you're closing the lid, you are sweating. Now, when I'm reading so many things now about the benefits of sweating. It's now becoming a necessary thing, like a must do. It's not a
You must.
you must. It's not
We've always called your
negotiable.
skin your third kidney. So it's such a vital part of our detoxification pathways.
Yeah. You cannot not sweat anymore. You can't you have to do these therapies. If you want your health to be mediocre, you have to do these therapies. Like not even if you want your health to be amazing. If you just want to wake up and have an okay day, these are the things that you're going to have to do. This is how bad society, this is how the medical system and everything is, right? So we want you to sweat. And while you're laying in the pod, we need you to wipe that sweat off you, because just like the bowel will use the pooey water. If there's not enough, your body will absorb that sweat back into your body again. So you're wiping off the sweat. We're using terahertz frequency, and then you can choose what light you're going to use. So if you've got skin issues, we've got like the blue light, we've got the green light, and we've got the red light in the pod as well. But this excites me a lot. Okay. And I know that your phone has been ringing off the hook, Josie. Josie is in Mackay. Tia is in Brisbane. Okay. So the good thing about working with Tia is that she can do your consultations over the phone as a naturopath. She can't do your live blood as a naturopath. Not that, girls, you both know my son. There is one thing that I've asked him to do his entire life since he could talk, and he hasn't done it. And it really disappoints me, but all I asked him to do was create a teleporter, right? That's it. I need a teleporter.
He hasn't yet.
He hasn't yet.
He's only young. Give him a moment.
Yes. Okay. He hasn't done that yet. But until we get a teleporter, we can do consultations online with you, Tia, always.
Always.
And then, but Josie said to me this morning, she's like, Chels, I'm going to have to open up clinics across Australia. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. Melbourne, Brisbane, Sydney, Newcastle, South Australia, Perth. It's crazy.
Yeah. Shows you how many people are backed up.
Yeah.
Shows you how many people are now looking for natural health solutions.
Unfortunately, there's been a huge disconnect about what makes a healthy body.
Tell
Remember
us more.
in the 80s, we used to, you'd talk to somebody about what you were interested in, and then you'd have someone go, oh, yeah, I'm interested in, cricket or baseball, and someone would go, oh, I'm interested in health. And it
Yeah.
used to be a hobby, something that was interesting, that they made them a little bit quirky. The reality in that is now it comes to the point of how well do you want to live, and do you want to live long?
Yep.
And
Babe, like I bring
that's it.
people to you, I bring my family, my friends, and you've had that conversation with them straight out. How long do you want to live?
Yeah, because that means making changes, and these changes are hard. The human body and the human mind, we are constantly seeking comfort.
Yes.
And I mean, that's how we survive, right? Because if you're uncomfortable when you're cold, you're going to get out of the cold. If you're hungry, you're going to go and eat. The problem is with modern society, we have too much access to everything, and we've contaminated our entire environment. So if we want to live well, if we want our children to live well, we need to start being uncomfortable. And sometimes that's getting up and peeing every hour because you're drinking the appropriate amount of water. The amount of people that tell me they don't drink water because they don't want to pee all the time.
Yeah.
I get that.
I'm like, I get it. I literally have to go to the bathroom every client. Every client I go to the bathroom. I was at an appointment the other day, I went 4 times. Look,
Well, it's funny
it's what
that
it is.
you talk about that. So last night I went to Amber's and she gave me the most amazing lymphatic massage.
Amber,
Spoils
I'm
me,
coming next time. Where was my invite?
spoils spoils me
Come
rotten.
too.
Yes. But then I was up 3 times last night having to pee. So that's the downfall of having a lymphatic massage at night. The great thing about it is like the darkness in the room and the like just the candles on and like all of the beautiful things that like for the nighttime massage. And of course, like having like doing it after work. But then yeah, I was up, I made a video about it this morning, how the benefits of are amazing, but then you have to you have to pee,
Yep,
right?
you don't like vegetables. Cool story. A teaspoon of cement goes a long way.
Yeah.
Like unfortunately, if you're only ever going to seek comfort, that's no way we're going to live a long and healthy life. It's unfortunate and crappy, and I wish it was different. And when I'm God, I'll change it.
Yes, babe. Like
Until then,
I will crown you God any day.
the rules are the way the rules are. Apples fall if you drop them.
A comment from Sue Ellen. Hey, babe, I tried the pod once and I laid in it for 5 minutes after the session and I started to feel the fluid in me going up and down. I was like a milk tanker. She said, I was like a milk tanker.
That's cool.
Yeah, the buzz that you feel afterwards, I love that buzz. That vibration that you feel going out through your whole body. Yeah. When you lay there for a little bit, Sue Ellen, that is the best advice. Yep. You lay there and you can feel that frequency. You can feel it moving through you. And I always tell our clients to send that energy out of the room, out of your city, like out of the country, into the universe, and just see that as love, because the pod's also an amplifier. Some way, whatever you're thinking, it just makes it happen. Okay, so positive thoughts in there. We've had stories of ladies who have had multiple operations, like 10 plus operations, and they got a message. This one lady, she's one of our therapists. She got a message saying, "You're not broken. You just weren't put back together properly."
Yeah,
Right? we've had, so many people connect with different our woo-woo ladies, all love it because they like, oh, I connected to this spirit and this person came in and that person came in. It's like their own, little, Amber calls it her spaceship. She's got one at her place too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll just see if we've got any more comments. Yes, Audrey's got one at home as well. I highly recommend Tia. I love my pod and I wish I lived closer to you, Josie, to have the full treatment. So Audrey, her husband wasn't going that well, and she spoke to me over the phone and she's like, Chelsey, I'm buying one. Just order me, like I'm in. And then she brought her hubby in and he had a session and his pain went from an like 9, 10 out of 10 down to a 3 out of 10 in one session.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. It's yes, and it's just so good that everyone who has a pod, we're all learning together, we're all sharing our experience. It's just like in boob camp where everyone's telling us all the differences that they're noticing after they're using their gloves, because everybody is toxic in different ways. Everybody is predisposed to having different ailments, and so everyone is going to have a different response. And it's
some are good, some are not good, but the success or failure actually tells us something about them.
We've got a lady, Shanette. Is that how I say your name, babe? Solomon. I'm on Colonic 9, but I'd love the pod also. Is there anyone on the Sunshine Coast? Yes, please go to our website. So Rewire, she is on the Sunshine Coast, and she's seen some amazing results as well. Please go to our website, pop in your location and see where our RejuvaNest practitioners are. Not all of them have colonics. Okay, so you may have to tee up, talk to them and say, I want to have a RejuvaNest and I also want to have a colonic. Is there somebody that you recommend? Start asking the questions. Okay, or go to your colonics place and tell them to buy a RejuvaNest pod. Call Chelsey, get a pod. Get these gallstones out. I want to, I want this stuff out of me now. Now. All right. Kim, I found it hard to find a good naturopath or colonic hydrotherapist that really knows what they're talking about in Brisbane or south of Brisbane. Kim, you've now got Tia Brennan. You can call her and she will see you no matter what. Can I come and use the pod? Yeah, type in, find somebody who's got a pod, and definitely. Health on the Hill is Tia's page. Yes, big love here. Can you use the pod if you have pins and screws in your body? So that is a yes, but it just depends on how long ago. I broke both of my knees a year ago, and the glasses, ionic foot bath nearly crippled me. And then I read that you shouldn't do it with the hardware in your body. Yes. Okay. So it's been a year. Give us a call and let's have a chat about what we can do. You don't have to go, like Josie said, you don't have to have all of the applications on. All of the 8 features you do not have to have on. You can start off gentle. Okay. On the Sunshine Coast, yes. She's going to tell her colonics ladies to buy one. Yes. Beautiful. All right, ladies, anything that you want to finish with? Any more questions? So we've got 50 ladies online in boob camp, which is a record.
That's amazing.
How cool is that? Thank you everyone for watching. See, these are the benefits of being in the coolest group in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kim, yes, I'm so glad I found your page, Chelsey. Yes. All right. So, yes, there is pods in Adelaide. There are a couple in where did I go in South Australia? And I did the tour, Port Lincoln. Yeah. So there is Port Lincoln. I drove from Adelaide to Port Lincoln.
Beautiful drive.
Oh, amazing. What are the benefits of just buying the mat? Okay, so you're going to have the PEMF in your harmonizing mat. You're going to have the crystals. So you've got the white bayan, you've got the jade stone, and you've got the black tourmaline. So can you see here, Halloween? Can you turn the mat on for me, darling? And then we can try to turn this one on and we can show everybody. Is it plugged in? It is? Yeah. Cool. Okay, the PEMF. Yep. Okay. Doesn't reach. No, that's okay. Okay. All right. So do you want to help me here? If we can just show, if you can grab that computer. All right. So let this represent, see that in the bottom here, let this represent thick tissue or thick blood, which we're seeing a lot since the COVID things were introduced, okay? So this thickness, and now, can you get here, down on here, there. Can you see how it's all broken up? Yeah? See how it breaks it all up there? And then also here, can you see the magnet? No. Yes. Okay, you can see that's the magnet down on the mat, but I'm holding it up a good 1.5 inches off the mat. Like our heart isn't just a muscle. Well, how do they restart your heart, right? They restart it with electrical pulses. So we are all energy, and this is how we're using frequency healing. So we're breaking up all of the hard texture parts of your body, or the thickness, and then we're adding in the frequency. So this is what your mat does. Does that make sense? Thank you. Thank you, Eloise. Oh, yep, there's lots of little hearts. Yep. You can definitely watch again, watch the full thing. Yes, beautiful. Okay. Yeah, so PE, the only thing that it doesn't do, like it does heat as well. And then we have a dome that you can put over top. If you are interested in talking to us about having any of these products at home, please just give us a call, 1-800-2-BOOBS. Isn't that the best phone number? 1-800-2-BOOBS. So 1-800-222-6627. You can talk to us, or we'll put a link in the bottom. Oh, can you go a bit closer? No, Sue Ellen, we've already, sorry, babe. We've just done that part. Yeah. I'm about to go out. The girls at gym are going to take me out for a belated birthday lunch. Tia is taking me out next Thursday for a belated birthday spa day.
You're going to have fun.
Yeah, and
it's also for me too. It's entirely selfish.
Yes, yeah, we're going to hang out together. We need to do that more too. So, like, it's wonderful. We're just 3 women who give a shit about other women, and we practice what we preach. And when we get excited about something, we're going to share it with you, if that's okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anything else, Josie, Tia?
No, just thanks, Chelsey, for the opportunity. Yeah, my Instagram and everything has just gone off tap. So it's been good. I've had lots of inquiry for pods as well. I've got them on my website and the mats and everything too. So yeah, it's been incredible. Thank you.
Yeah, and this is what you do when you've got you're authentic and you're excited and you're passionate about something, and we're doing it so we can reach and change.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're watching this live stream, invite your friends to boob camp. Don't keep it a secret. We're having 200 to 300 women a day join boob camp, Tia.
That's so exciting.
Right.
You should be really chuffed, Chelsey.
And now we're going across the world. Like there's women joining us from all different countries too.
Did you see the lady in New Zealand wants one?
No, I haven't. No.
Yeah, I got a message. How can I get one in New Zealand? I think she's
Yep.
got a clinic in New Zealand. I'll see if I can find it. It'll be on that page
Be
somewhere.
in somewhere.
And somebody else from another country.
Okay. I've got 8 in stock.
Right.
Okay. I've got 8 RejuvaNest pods in stock, and I have 4 will be available in another 4 weeks. So if you want a pod, get in contact with me and let's chat. All right. Thanks, ladies. Thank you, everybody in Boob Camp. Thank you, Boob Camp ladies. Love you, Leonie. Leonie said, loves going to visit Tia.
Leonie's a wonderful human.
We love Leonie so much. Carmel, you'll be able to watch the replay, yep, in Boob Camp. Can you please have a sale on the mat again? Okay. Okay. Yes, you just have to ask. So that'll be our end of financial year sale. So the last 2 weeks of the end, yes. So, but hopefully there's stock left by then. I do have about 100 of the harmonizing mats because we sell a lot of those. A lot of those. All right. Big love. Mwah.